Happy Live Stream Clicker 6 here, and today in this video we are doing something that I've wanted to do for a while, but I've just not got around to doing it. But what it is, as you've seen from the title, is gaming hot takes, and I'd like to start off with some of my own. And well, this first one, I wouldn't really say it's a hot take, it's just a straight old fact. But if you look at Twitter or fucking Instagram, people just say that it's bollocks and woke, which it just isn't. What it is The Witcher 4's main protagonist, being Ciri, isn't woke. Because, well, it's being built up the past couple of games that she is eventually going to be the main character anyway. And, well, one of the endings of The Witcher 3 was literally her becoming a Witcher and Geralt retiring. But people just seem to ignore that, and that's the canon ending. But people just ignore that because it's a woman, which is apparently woke according to Instagram and Twitter, which it just isn't. It's just retards being retards. Just because the main character is a female doesn't mean it's woke. That's my first hot take. My next hot take is the Wolfenstein games are better than the Call of Duty games, and that is a proper hot take, unlike the last one. The last one is just a straight old fact, but this I've seen a couple of people agree, but most of the time, whenever I say it, it's quite a negative reaction from people because, well, you know how COD fans are, like, they're just fucking diehard. Even no matter how shit the game is, they'll say, "Oh, it's the greatest game ever made." And the only thing I feel Call of Duty has on Wolfenstein is better looking graphics. The stories are much better, and, well, it's only really one story, but it connects all the games. But that's much better than all of Call of Duty stories, apart from maybe the original Modern Warfare and Black Ops 1 and 2. But to what I was just saying about the graphics also being better than Wolfenstein being the only thing I personally feel it's got on Wolfenstein, which leads me into my next hot take, is that video game companies could prioritize gameplay and story, if they're having story in their game, over graphics, because there's too many games that focus purely on graphics and nothing about the story, if there is one, or the gameplay. There's a couple of examples of great graphics, great gameplay, and great story, and these are my top 3 ones. So it's Batman Arkham Knight, there is The Witcher 3, and there is Red Dead 2. All great games, all have amazing graphics, all have amazing stories. It's just some companies prioritize how it looks over gameplays, and they don't, and a lot of the time the graphics aren't even that good. It's just generally just a shit game with a lot of the games. Everything about a lot of the games coming out recently are just pure shit. Nothing good about many of them. So let's get into Reddit's hot takes. So Reddit's first hot take is God of War is overrated. I kind of agree with that, if I'm being honest. I'm not saying it's bad, because the games aren't bad. They're quite good games, don't get me wrong, but I feel that they're not as good as people make them out to be. But like I said, that's not me saying that the games are bad, because they are far from it. They are amazing games, but not as good as people seem to make them out. And I don't understand why people... I guess every game has fans that do that, though, that seem like make it out that that specific game is amazing and the best game to ever come out. And I've seen so many people do it with God of War, and I agree with that hot take in a way, but fully I don't, because I do think it's overrated, but not severely overrated, if you get what I mean. Right, so this next hot take I'm going to go on a massive rant of, so just, if you don't want to hear my rant, just skip to whatever the times the video shows, because I don't know how long I'm going to rant for. But the next hot take is video games are a waste of time. This whole comment says, video games are legitimately a waste of time. No matter how much I love them and how much stress they relieve, there is no way that There is no way that playing as much games as I do will end up getting me a job or a promotion or a marketable skill. And if, and I hazard you, spent as much time and money on other more productive hobbies, I would probably be in a different, better place in life. I want to start this off by saying, right, if you are spending so much time and so much money on games that you don't have a job, that is entirely your fault. That has nothing to do with the games itself. It's you for being a fucking useless, lazy prick. That is entirely your fault, mate. Also, yes, they are a waste of time. And yes, and if you think about it, most things, even a job, is a waste of time if you think about it. Because it's just time that you're wasting on something to get you money so you can live. It's a waste of time, but it's a waste of time that you need. Yes, video games aren't a waste of time that you need, but they are a waste of time, and they're fun. And if things relieve stress, just because they're not the greatest for you, and it's not like gaming is unhealthy, like smoking or drinking or fucking sniffing coke or anything like that. But just if it helps you relieve stress, just play it. I don't understand what this cunt's point is, right? Is if you can't get a job, like I said, because you play too much game and every little bit of money you get gets spent on games, that's your fault. That has nothing to do with the games. It's you. And yeah, maybe if you did get to more productive hobbies, yes, you might be in a better place of life. Then go do other hobbies instead of gaming. It's that simple. And if you just got to complain about gaming constantly, why game? It's that simple. If you don't like it, don't do it. And what I'm getting from this is that they're just complaining for the sake of complaining. And yes, it won't get you a promotion at work. Then don't spend too much time on your fucking game. It's that simple, mate. Like, come on, just do better at work. This next hot take actually matches up to my gameplay, and that is Arkham Origins is the best Arkham game out of them all, which I disagree with, but it's my second favourite. My favourite is Arkham Knight. In order, including Arkham Shadow, it's Arkham Shadow, Arkham Knight, Arkham Origins, City, then Asylum. But don't get me wrong, they are all amazing games. Again, Asylum has the best atmosphere, City has the best story, Origins the best boss battles, and the story I feel is also on par with Arkham City. Arkham Knight's story isn't the greatest, but it's still a good story. And the gameplay is the best gameplay out of them all. And it's the best looking game, which is kind of expected considering it came out in 2015, and it's the most recent one out of the games. But they are all amazing games. Don't get me wrong. So, next hot take, let's go! Right, so this next hot take says, I hate multiple endings in games. As soon as I know that there's different endings, I begin thinking all the time of what I'm doing, and until I know that I'm locked in the ending I can't really relax. Right, so what I've got to say here is, I get your point, but me personally, I love multiple endings, because it gives you more reason to replay a game and do it different ways. Like The Witcher 3, that has multiple endings, and other than the game being amazing, that just gave me another reason to go back and replay the game over and over again until I get all the endings, because I want to see what every single ending is like, and the decisions you make in the game will impact it. And I love that, 'cause, like I said, more reason to replay a game. I also see what I mean, because multiple endings, I like them, like I said, but sometimes I do also find them annoying to try get them as well, because I do something completely different, or at least what I thought was completely different to what I did last time. I choose different choices, I change how I played. I do all that shit, and I still get the same ending. And it can be annoying at some time, but other than that, I love multiple endings. This next hot take says that if games are exclusive to one platform, they shouldn't be nominated for Game of the Year. I see their point, but if it's a good game, regardless of if it's only on one platform, the developers put a lot of effort into that game, clearly, and there's probably an attempt at getting Game of the Year. Not necessarily that's their whole intent, but even if it's a platform exclusive, it deserves Game of the Year because it proves the developers put in a lot of effort. Just because some people can't get it doesn't mean they can't be nominated for Game of the Year. So basically, my whole point here, I know I went on a little bit of a rant on this part, but my whole point here was that if it's a good game, it should be deserving of being nominated for Game of the Year. PS5 and Xbox Series XS are overblown and not worth it. There is nothing about either that comes off as exclusive. I kind of agree with this, but I kind of don't as well. Maybe back when the Xbox Series SX was and PlayStation 5 just came out, I'd see what they mean here. But honestly, now I don't see what they mean, because we're getting to the point now. We're in 2025 now. They're 5 years old, which I find quite mad. They're about 5 years old now. But game companies are stopping making games for the Xbox One and PS4, and they won't be making more games. So now it's worth it to get it, but back up until 2020, early 2024, I'd say I agree with this, that they're not worth it, other than a visual upgrade. Right, so that's got to do me for this video, and I know it was a shorter one, but that's all I could find that are worth responding to, really. So, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and till next time, bye!